Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Matt Madness Wrestling Podcast. My name is Ron Pashery, columnist for TJRWrestling.net. I'm here once again with Aaron Lloyd and Joe Rottermill. Tonight might be a little bit of a bumpy ride after we attended Raw in Philadelphia last night.
Got hit with a roadblock.
We did. We got hit with a roadblock, a week too late. First things first, as we discussed on the show last week, I met the boss, Sasha Banks, on Saturday. And there is photo evidence that my face did not turn purple. My face was not even red. Will you give me that I had a regular colored face?
Not when you got to your car.
When I got to the car, no. Okay, so that actually brings me to my other point.
No red face, but there was some questionable photo evidence that I might be able to spin. Just saying.
There was a hue.
There was a hue? Okay. So that signing, the first thing I will say, as I mentioned to you guys last night, was a lot of thirsty 25 to 35-year-old men. I think every guy there thought they were going to leave there with Sasha Banks' phone number. They were going to leave with her as their girlfriend. And I was proud of myself because, contrary to popular belief, I do not have some huge crush on Sasha Banks. I'm not in love with her. I think she's a great worker. I go along with it because it's a good gimmick for the show. It makes everybody laugh. And then I do get red when we discuss it. But I was happy that I went there. I was like, I feel like I'm the only guy that's
plus
just
the life
here.
size cutout you got.
Yeah. I was like, I'm the one guy here who's just here as a fan. Like, I enjoy her work.
You still smell like her, Ron.
And she smells like whatever your favorite thing is.
Still Kit Kats.
But when I left, I felt like I was just like every other guy there. I think I fell in love on that day. So yes, when I got to the car, I did have a much more red face than in the picture.
You were also probably the only guy there that obsessively traced her background and knew she was a huge Eddie Guerrero fan. She used that to your advantage. So.
In fairness, she talks about that all the time.
She does, Joey.
But enough about that. If you want to see the picture, it's on Facebook. It's on my Twitter. I've spelled it out for you guys last week. @RONPASCERI.
And the Instagram page as well.
The Instagram page, yes. Matt.madness_podcast,
yep.
Correct? Okay, so you can see it there as well. So we said we attended Raw last night.
No, you got it wrong. We attended the Kevin Owens show last night.
Which is what it was.
Yes, it was.
If we're going to get the positive out of the way, which there wasn't much of that, it was the Kevin Owens show.
On the road to KO Mania.
There was a lot of Kevin Owens on the microphone, a lot of Kevin Owens and Stephanie backstage.
So it was so good.
An unbelievable Kevin Owens and AJ Styles match. Surpassed the match they had on SmackDown last week. We got Kevin Owens making his own triple threat match for the #1 contendership for his title.
Which he spun in his favor.
Which he did.
So good. At KO Mania.
KO Mania. I loved him kissing up to Stephanie every chance he got. Tell Hunter I said hi. Your husband thinks very highly of me. Those types of things. It was a great night for Kevin Owens. Highlight of the night for you as far as Kevin Owens was concerned.
The match with AJ Styles was phenomenal, no pun intended. Also, but the backstage with Stephanie just sucking up and then being so slick, throwing 3 random guys he has no chance of even beating him in a triple threat match was so good.
Yes. How about you?
As far as
your Kevin Owens highlight from the Kevin Owens show last night.
When he was just when he came out and picked these random wrestlers and he spun it in a way when he was introducing them.
Where he was basically introducing the guys he thought were
the 3 you thought, but it wasn't quite that.
Yes.
That was clever.
Kevin Owens does everybody's job better than them.
Yes, he does.
He's better at commentary. He's better at ring announcing than Lillian. He's awesome. He's the best.
He's a better worker than almost everybody. He's better at comedy than everybody. He's better being serious than everybody. Kevin Owens was the highlight of the show.
Yeah.
Plus the match with AJ,
the match with AJ was incredible. They've had 2 in the last 2 shows.
Once again interfered on by Y2J.
Yes. That wasn't too bad either. They interfered in each other's matches. They kind of built that feud going
but
forward
the way they sort of did that too, it seemed like AJ got over just because he heard his music, and Y2J pretty much still won the match even though AJ came down.
Yeah. They couldn't have made Fandango look any worse than they did last night. I don't know why that poor guy even had to do that.
Such as Fandango.
I guess because that's a guy you don't see on TV, so why would it matter if he lost or not? Also, though, like we said, there's not a lot of good. Y2J and AJ gets built up a little more. I'm assuming now we know for a fact they're going to get a one-on-one match. We thought they might get involved in Intercontinental schmaz, if that's what you want to call it. they're not. I think it's going to be a one-on-one match.
Well, yeah, it can now. There's so many people involved in that match.
Yeah.
Can
we talk about... I'm angry. Okay. All right. So, Kevin Owens, great what he did. But the guys that he got... Like, I expected Stardust to be in this match because he's always in the WrestleMania match.
Right.
Sin Cara was just replacing Neville because they need some guy to fly around. But Zack Ryder, when was the last time we saw him on Raw?
He's a hype bro on NXT.
Yeah, he's a hype bro on NXT.
Woo.
So now he hasn't been on Raw since maybe June, July, and now he's going to be at WrestleMania. If you want to throw him in this match, you could have built him up in a few weeks, but you're going to throw him in the WrestleMania match for the Intercontinental title now with no build and no excitement towards him?
I think they just needed another warm body. I mean, you still got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and you're just running out of warm bodies.
Tyler Breeze, hello.
How do you feel about the 7-man ladder match for the Intercontinental title?
Kind of unnecessary to have some of those other guys in there. I would just love to see Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, those three, But it's kind of weird just throwing these other guys in there. Like you said, no real build up to it. It was kind of clever the way Kevin Owens introduced these guys, but why throw them in a WrestleMania match of this magnitude?
Yeah, but last year it was 7 guys too in the ladder match. But like I said,
there were weeks of
it was weeks of build. But
it.
thing is, Neville got hurt, so Sin Cara was taking Neville's spot just so you could fly around the match. That's Zack Ryder thing. I don't know what the hell that's about.
Well, you said you're angry. This is one of the things I'm angry about. As great of a night as there was for Kevin Owens last night, this is one of the reasons why I'm not wearing the blue hoodie this week. I'm wearing the Seth Rollins hoodie because I missed him more last night than I missed him in a while. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, why are they not getting a one-on-one match, but Ryback and Kalisto are for the U.S. title?
I don't want to talk about Ryberg. Move on.
I don't really either, but this actually leads to one of our questions.
Ryberg wasn't even on Raw.
He wasn't, I know, but they're
I'm
getting
glad
a
of that. I
one-on-one
mean, that would have
singles
that would have made it worse for me. I would probably throw up.
A question about this. This is why I'm touching on this now. A gentleman who goes by the name of the No Gimmicks Needed Ronald Lloyd.
Another version of Ronald Lloyd pops up.
He wants us to know that Vince is an idiot. He also says, I'm bored. I'm bored with everything. When was the last time we were this bored? So I guess that's the question we'll ask. He says for him it was a tie between when Batista won the Rumble and when The Miz was in the main event championship match at WrestleMania. He also says, switch Kalisto and Ryback with Owens and Zayn. Let Ryback and Kalisto be a part of the Spot Fest that will be that 7-man match. I agree with that. I think those two guys should get their own match. One, Ziggler last week, we talked about maybe they're letting him... Let's answer the question first. When was the last time you were this bored?
2010 to 2011. Before the CM Punk pipe bomb, it was horrible. They started. This is when all the gimmick pay-per-views started. They had Fatal 4-Way, which is horrible. That's when Hell in a Cell started and TLC. It just wasn't good. Nothing interesting was happening. All the new guys they're trying to build, they were real dry. I believe Damian Sandow made his debut in 2011. He was one of the guys I looked out for. But in 2010, 2011, it was real dry. You had R-Truth challenging for the world title. I know you're a big guy. You had him challenging for the world title.
As much as I love him, I don't see it. He doesn't belong in the world title. Yeah, I will grant that.
You had the Miz as the world champion. Miz was great back then as a heel, but as the world champion, you look back on what he is now, it's like, come on. I wish it wasn't a good time. You had the Nexus broke up, then they had the Core, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Santino and Carlos over tag team champion. Tag team division was horrible.
Dirt.
Cody Rhodes was the only guy I was interested in watching.
Was that when he was wearing the face mask?
Yes. Cody Rhodes will put everything in the gimmick. That whole face mask gimmick was he put his heart into it, just like he does the Stardust thing.
Yeah, they just don't allow him to flourish. He puts everything into it, and they hold him back. Last time you were this bored. Are you bored right now? I guess.
Every time Ryback cuts a promo, I'm bored as hell.
So the last time you were that bored was when he cut his promo last week.
Yeah, every promo. I mean, this promo that he cut last week and the promo before that he's talking about where he gets to feed me more. Just stop talking, dude. Stop.
He's a movie critic too, by the way.
Yeah.
Talking about the Spotlight, but I don't think he knew what the movie was actually about.
He tried to cut a promo with Kalisto selling himself, and I don't know what his point was. He went 3 different directions.
He sells himself. Then he says, "I respect you, but you're just a little guy." It's all over the place. Last time I was this bored was the World Heavyweight Championship tug of war between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
I know wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't that long ago, but that was the last time I was as bored as I was last night. Luckily, that turned out to be good, so hopefully this is the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
I hope.
I think they're just trying to get over this hill, which they're kind of chugging backwards right now.
It's just unfortunate we hit that spot when they were here and we were there. I wish that it hadn't happened at an event we were at.
They gave us the best Raw of the year. Then they give us the worst Raw. This is going to be the worst Raw of the year, hands down. Nothing can get worse than that. We had Braun Strowman in the main event. Like, come on.
Yeah, there was not a whole lot.
We had 4 segments for the Intercontinental title.
That was such a waste of a main event.
You only had, 2 segments with Triple H and Roman Reigns? You see Dean Ambrose once until the main event?
I mean, you always look forward to that last match on Raw. It's what closes it out, what sets up the next, the next Raw and everything like that. We had this baloney garbage match that they threw together, and it ended up costing a wrestler who probably tore his ACL.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the first thing we said when he fell, because that was one of those random falls.
Yeah, when you fall without contact, it's usually that an Achilles or an ACL.
That's the first thing you mentioned to me.
And they had to help him out. He wasn't just selling something. He was
hurt.
Yeah, he rolled
another
around.
Wrestler
in a horrible dark match. That made no sense.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, that did nothing for anybody.
It made no sense. Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Roman, and Ambrose. Roman comes out with Zayn and Ziggler. No sense.
No, it didn't make any sense at all.
No sense at all.
The point I was getting to before we answered the question was it looked like Ziggler was being put into the whole authority storyline. They used story from 2 years ago to make it look like maybe that's his story now, and then it's just like, oh no, you're just in the Intercontinental match. So when it looks like they're coming up with a good story, they don't actually do it.
They get in their own way.
Then they just do something dumb. He's fine. He's a good worker. He'll be fun to watch in the match, but to me, this match just means nothing.
Ron Kako, what was his gimmick this week?
Who? Ziggler?
No, the question we just had.
Oh, the no gimmicks needed Ronald Lloyd.
Thanks for the question, slap nuts.
Is that his gimmick this week?
Well, we know how much he hates Jeff Jarrett.
Mm-hmm. He does. We won't tell you who he really is, but he does hate Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Double J.
Next thing I think we have to complain. This may not even be really a complaint. The Roman Reigns Triple H thing. Maybe I could complain that we're not seeing the title on TV. Triple H really was not involved in the show. But all the things we've been saying Roman Reigns need to do, they did that last night. And he still got booed every second he was on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're upset about it. You like
Thunderous
Roman Reigns
boos.
more than any of us. I don't hate him, but
I don't think he's as bad as everyone builds him up to be. I think, he's getting some residual feedback because they feel like they're force-feeding him into the main event. But he's not that bad, and he puts on quality matches when you let him, put him in matches, actually. Triple H can carry a match. It's going to be a quality match, I think. But the people are just raining boos upon him, even though they're pushing him right now the way they should from the start. No? Yes. Huh?
Yeah, I'm quick. That's
what I hear. That's what Shasta told me.
I know, were talking 2 weeks ago about Roman needs to do something cool. Last night, he's waiting outside of the door.
Was awesome. When that door went up.
In a hoodie.
Yeah. When the door went up, I was like, this is it. This is it. This is a great spot to get him over. It lasts 30 seconds. He punches him around the parking lot, around the Jeep or truck, whatever it was, for like 30 seconds and did nothing. Didn't throw him through the window, didn't take him out to the ring. Do something cool. Make it long. You had the time to burn. You give the Intercontinental title 4 segments, which it didn't even need. You had all this extra time. You throw in garbage matches with Bubba Ray and R-Truth. Cut that. Give Roman time to get over. Like you said in the opening promo, he kept it short and sweet. He didn't smile at Stephanie or nothing. He got right to the point, saying, "I'm the authority."
Yeah, took the microphone,
covered the mic. That's a cool thing, and he got booed.
Yeah. She tried to slap him. He caught her. He caught her hand. He was
finally. I was wondering what was going to happen.
And that was a rare moment when they came
Yeah.
full circle. He got slapped in Philadelphia in December, and then this time in Philadelphia, he was ready to get slapped. He caught her hand. Short promo. Again, I loved that line. I'm the authority now. That's who he should be. He should be angry. He should be mean. He should be just trying to crush everybody in his way. That segment, I agree, too short. You feel the same way? It started and it was done, and that
I feel
was
it's
it.
too short, but I feel that's kind of like Triple H, because last time they cut that long segment, Triple H came out with a couple staples. I think he's trying to
Do you think they were trying
salvage
to
himself a little bit?
I don't think that, because Triple H knows that they have 2 weeks left. If they did this 3 weeks, like, first of all, if Roman got a beatdown, they shouldn't have had him off TV for 2 weeks. Like, have some kind of interaction, one of those via satellite interviews or something like that. But 2 weeks left, you gotta get this. You want to get a positive reaction for this guy? It's not going to happen. What he did last night was great. And that's why I say he needed to do. But they didn't give him enough time to do anything. The world title doesn't even seem to be the main event. I told you this last night. If that title match main events WrestleMania, Reigns is turning heel, because you can't have him go out there and win the title clean and get booed.
Nah, something will happen. There's got to be something.
Because I rewatched the Ambrose Triple H match from Stop Sign and Yield, whatever, Roadblock, whatever it was called. I rewatched it. That match, it was not a spot fest. It was clean. There was no outside interference. It wasn't a cluster or nothing. That was just a pure.
It was a real match.
It was a real match.
Great match.
As of right now, that's my match of the year. That's my favorite match from this year so far. And you have to tell me that people wanted Triple H Ambrose. So you tell me Roman Reigns has to top that match with no shenanigans? It's not going to happen. It's too late to get this guy over. So if this match main events, he's turning heel.
Do you think they care? I mean, do you think they care enough? I think they're so stubborn and so arrogant, and you and I discussed this last night, actually, that I think there's like, nope, this is what we want to do. This is the show we want to put on. And that's where, do you think there's any chance he turns heel at WrestleMania?
No, I mean, I can't see any, unless some big wrestler comes back and sort of forces their hand, I can't see it happening.
Do you think he should? Do you think that's what's in their best interest?
I think that's what's in their best interest right now. Cause
I think it's definitely in his personal best interest.
You're not going to get Roman Reigns over right now. Not forcing him down people's throats. It's not going to work.
A lot of, throughout the week, since last week, on Instagram especially, a lot of Roman's NXT work has popped up, the videos. And it was good. He was a heel in NXT. He had one backstage promo talking about, it's all about Roman Reigns. The spotlight's all about me. And he's just going in on the interview, and it was good. I sent it to Eric. Eric loved it. He's like, "This is what they got to do to him. Turn him heel against The Rock. Have The Rock come out and raise. If he does win, have The Rock come out and have him spear The Rock and beat down The Rock. If you want, WrestleMania is going to end in boos no matter what. Turn this guy heel."
Yeah, it might as well be
and
boos.
The boos would
make
sense, yeah.
The boos you wanted for the guy you want to be your top guy.
Yeah, but like I said, if you want to protect him and not get boos, have Triple H win. Like I said, he should.
Well, we have a SmackDown, a Raw, and a SmackDown left before WrestleMania. There is no. We've been talking about this for a few weeks. There is no way.
It's no way. It's a lost cause. Triple H either has to win, which I said he would, or Roman has to turn heel. Because I can go all day with scenarios. If Shane beats the Undertaker, have Shane endorse Roman Reigns. But because Shane could turn on you just like that.
Yeah, well, bringing up Shane and the Undertaker. Another complaint I have. This is a match where the Undertaker's never on TV. Shane hadn't been on TV for, 7 years until 4 weeks ago. They're going to have one of the marquee matches at WrestleMania. Neither one of them is there. The only thing regarding that match was just Vince came out and talked. Put Shane over, actually.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes.
He did at least say that if the Undertaker doesn't beat Shane, it will be his last WrestleMania. But how do you not have these guys on this show? There was time for it. That's what they always say. 3 hours is a lot of time to fill. Why aren't you filling that time with stuff that you should be filling?
They had 4 intercontinental segments. Like, you can cut that.
You're yelling.
I'm angry.
Come on.
Just to make
It's okay. Come on.
I'm angry. I'm angry because the video packages they for tonight were good, but the match finally got a label. It's going to be company versus career. So now the Undertaker really has to go all in on against Shane McMahon. I think it'll be a good match, but like I said, this match has to be the main event because they're putting more emphasis on this than the world title. I don't even remember even seeing any world title vignettes last night.
Right, and that's another good point. I know you mentioned, don't remember when it was, how much you like when they do a vignette for a title match.
Yes.
I think it was the Bailey Carmella.
Bailey Carmella, yeah.
They did 2 great vignettes for Shane and the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, that was
last
impressive.
Night. to me, that was like, I can't wait to see this match now.
that was intense watching Shane work out like that. I was like, damn, he might actually have a chance.
Well, that's the thing. They did one. That's another good point. They did one vignette where it was solely about the kind of legends talking up Shane and the Undertaker and building up the match. Then they did another vignette about Shane's training. Like, they showed you his legitimate Muay Thai training with Phil Nurse. I don't know how much either of you guys follow the UFC, but George St. Pierre, that was George St. Pierre's Muay Thai coach. He was in George St. Pierre's corner for a lot of his fights. That's who Shane is training with for this match. It shows you that this is something important. This is something to be taken seriously.
And then I like the vignette they had where when all the wrestlers were picking who they think was going to win. Some were undecided. Some said Shane. Some said Taker, because they know Shane will do anything to win this match.
Right, and that's what Vince said. Vince put Shane over. He said, "I think Shane will be the most formidable opponent."
Counterproductive to what he's done in the past couple shoots. You know, pretty
it
much
is. He's his biggest
Shane
failure.
is,
But
yeah.
I know Undertaker has beaten Triple H twice at WrestleMania. I know Undertaker has beaten Shawn Michaels twice at WrestleMania. But Shane will be the toughest. Yeah.
I'm taking him out of my will. I hate this kid. I'm stomping the picture. But he's good.
Yeah. That didn't make sense to me. I felt like, at the very least, when he called the Undertaker his bitch, and when he said it'll be his last WrestleMania, at the very least, the Undertaker should have came out.
Raw made no sense. Because back to this whole Dolph Ziggler thing. I love Dolph Ziggler. I know Joe loves Dolph Ziggler. I know you're not the biggest fan. But
I don't want to clarify. I like him. I think he's really good. I just think they don't do anything entertaining with him.
And he needs to stop tuning up the band.
Nothing made me more happy.
More than anything else, he needs to stop warming up the band.
Like, Dolph, he has to turn heel because it's been 3 years since he's been heel. And I think he'll be more...
His Twitter handle is still Heel Ziggler.
Amazing. Twitter handle. Amazing. But as a big Dolph Ziggler fan, I want to see the best from him. I'm tired of seeing him jobbing every week and doing nothing and with the women. Give him some importance. He's one of your best workers. Top 5 probably in the company. Give this guy a big position in the company. You do it. You caught my attention. You caught Joe's attention. You caught your attention. We're still talking about it.
Right.
They throw him in this Intercontinental crap.
Where you know he's going to lose.
Yeah, and then you say he can have any match. If you want to do that since he lost, you should have threw him in a match. Throw him against Bray Wyatt.
Or I still thought they should have made it a point that we're keeping you out of WrestleMania.
Yeah, don't even put him on the show.
And then he has a reason to come in and do something.
Something important, something of some
exactly.
Or punish him. Like put him in a match against Bray Wyatt or somebody bigger than him. Do something like that. Something to punish him.
He's half in, half out.
So he just lost, and now he's an Intercontinental title match?
This is, back to the point of when you were most bored. Yeah. I can't remember a time in WrestleMania history, and I've watched every WrestleMania since as far as I can remember, where they haven't hyped their matches going into WrestleMania. Is like usually they're doing it right after SummerSlam, and now they're giving this little bit, which is kind of like the first time I've seen it, pushing the Shane Undertaker match. Other than that, they haven't hyped any matches. I don't even know what I'm excited for.
There's not much.
It's amazing how NXT hypes every match for TakeOver Dallas already. Every match is important. These WrestleMania matches, they don't seem important to me. Like the Dudleys and Usos, we were all about it in September. I don't care for it now.
No, it's boring.
I still don't know what I'm getting.
It ran its course without anything happening.
Exactly.
How can you tell a story that has run its course and nothing actually even ever happened?
Exactly. Ryberg Kalisto. I do not care.
No, nobody does.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
And nobody's going to.
This Intercontinental ladder match, I said it's going to be a ladder match last week because Sami Zayn's going to probably lose to Shinsuke Nakamura, so they won't have him take a pin, but I do think he'll beat Kevin Owens at Extreme Rules for the IC title. But Angel had a question. Hey, honey. She had a question.
Hi, Angel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey. I mean, Angel.
Well, she asked me a question for the show. What match are you looking forward to the most? My answer was the Divas Championship match because I told her, like, I don't know if you ever noticed, but when they wrestle, I'm glued to the television, not just because they're beautiful, because they're better than most of the men. They cut better promos. Their in-ring style is better. They tell better stories. Everything. That's the match I'm looking forward to the most, and I need them to give them enough time to put the Divas Resolution on the map. Just like your article you wrote for this week. The Divas Resolution going to start at WrestleMania, which I always believed that as well.
And I was talking to him about it too. He was telling me an interesting fact that no Divas match is given more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's not been one single 10-minute Divas match in the history
There's not
of WrestleMania.
been many Diva regular matches. Like the last few years, we got the tags and the Vicky Guerrero Battle Royals. But when I think of a women's match,
title match.
Yeah, title match. I only think of two. I think this is like the first time the Divas title, the second time it's been defended at WrestleMania. That was the women's title. There's only two women's matches that come to mind that were good. Mickey James and Trish, which is my favorite women's match at WrestleMania. And then it was Lita, Jazz, and Trish at WrestleMania 18. That's it.
I was gonna say you have to have a Lita match in there.
That was Lita's only time she wrestled at WrestleMania.
I can't see this match being under 10 minutes.
No, there's no way.
It has to be at least 12 to 15 minutes.
That crowd will turn.
Minus entrance.
I'm thinking 20.
I think they could get 20.
Yeah,
they're gonna have a lot of time to fill.
Yeah. Maybe I'll say with entrances and Sasha crying when she wins, 15 minutes.
What match are you most excited for?
I mean, it's hard not to go with the Divas match. It's exciting. It's good wrestling. It's great storylines. They've been building it up for a while. If I had to go outside of that match, just to be a little different, I would say probably now I'm looking forward to the Shane Undertaker match because I think it's going to be a quality match. I have to assume there's going to be some kind of run-ins. There's going to be something in there that's going to be compelling, and I'm kind of curious what that's going to be.
So now I'm in a tough spot because I was initially going to say the Divas match.
Boo.
And then to be different, I was going to say the Shane and Undertaker match.
You're going to go right back Kalisto, aren't you?
I'm not. So now I don't want to just say something else just to be different.
The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle
Royal. No, so basically, I'm not going to just be different just for the sake of being different. I'm looking forward to the Divas match. I think these three women have earned this place. This time last year, they were tearing up NXT. I think everybody was waiting for them to be on the main roster. That whole Divas Revolution nonsense that we were fed for the last 6 months, 8 months, however long it's been, there was no revolution there. It was still the Bellas. It was still hair pulling and name calling. This is three women who belong in a WrestleMania ring. Yes, I think this is the match I'm looking forward to the most. I think it's going to be my favorite match of the night. It's three of my favorite people in the company. I think Charlotte has come such a long way in the last 3 months.
Oh yeah.
And the other thing is I assume Sasha's going to win. I think we've all assumed she would eventually win at WrestleMania. But you can make a case for all three of them walking away as the champion.
Easily.
Charlotte, because she is the heel. She has her dad on her side. They may be like, this is working. Let's keep it on her. Sasha, she's everybody's favorite. She's the boss. She deserves a belt around her waist or over her shoulder. And it was kind of inevitable that she was going to win it. Becky Lynch has had this feud with Charlotte all this time. At some point, maybe she overcomes Charlotte. She never held the NXT Women's Championship, so maybe she gets to hold this one. You can make a case for all three. I think you still probably think Hunter's going to win.
He should win.
But I still think that match is inevitable that Roman Reigns wins the title. This match, I think it's not inevitable who walks away with the Divas
title. I wouldn't mind having Hunter win, but my issue with that is I think you're hurting yourself not having the title on your program all the time.
I think but if Hunter wins, drop it in triple threat match against Ambrose and Reigns. Let Ambrose win, and then let Roman turn heel.
Or you could even just say Hunter, just like I'm going to hold this up in a tournament style instead of just giving it up. I never lost. I'm just giving it. I'll put it up in a tournament style. No
he's not going to do that. But he's not going to do that. He's not going to put anybody over like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that's that. Ambrose, the hottest guy in the company right now, arguably. He had interaction with Terry Funk, got the chainsaw from him last night.
Oh yeah, I've been loving them. Yeah, the bat with the barbed wire, then they got the chainsaw.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think he's going to beat Brock Lesnar. Like CM Punk said, who's going to be there next day? This is your chance to make a star. Dean Ambrose was your hottest star since the Royal Rumble. He put on a great match at Roadblock. Have Ambrose beat Lesnar, and now elevate him to a triple threat match against Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Let Ambrose win. And Reigns doesn't turn heel at WrestleMania. Let him turn heel on Ambrose.
Which, we could have that. Ambrose come in, and then Reigns turn on Ambrose, and then you have that heel turn, and everyone's
and that'll lead you to Seth Rollins comes back. And then this guy comes back with the shovel.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shoveler?
Yeah.
I'm looking for Cesaro.
So you bring up Dean Ambrose, you brought up the Terry Funk Chainsaw Charlie segment last. I think these on-location spots they're doing with Ambrose have been great. One, you get to see his personality. A guy who, for months and months, didn't really get to talk. He didn't get to show you who he was. He's getting to tell a story. He's being a character. It's somebody you're watching go through everything he's going through to get to this match at WrestleMania. You're seeing parts of his psychology. You're seeing parts of his personality. And he's getting put over by these hardcore superstars.
Legend.
He's being endorsed by Mick Foley. He's being endorsed by Terry Funk. Guys who are known for these types of matches.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see why you would do that if you're just going to have Brock Lesnar beat him. But I think I guess I'm doing like a reverse thinking almost on this. It's not that he can't beat Brock. I think you're doing this so you see, okay, this is the guy who should beat Brock. I think that's why they're doing it. That this is the guy who can do it. I don't know if you agree with that, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it just to make you think it. I think they're doing it because he's the
this
guy
is
that's going to do it.
I think they're seeing this guy's potential, especially with all the injuries. You need a main event level guy. Triple H is always going to be in the main event. Throw Ambrose in there. Like I said, let him win the world title. If you want to drop it to Reigns the next month, drop it. But give Ambrose that feeling. He's the only one left in the show that hasn't won the title.
Yeah, and he didn't really get to do anything to further that story last night, unfortunately. As great as that promo was. And I love that Terry Funk was just saying nothing but nonsense. And Ambrose is saying, I understand that. I understand that perfectly.
I got that. It's great.
Like,
it's great.
What did he say about his daughter? I wish my daughter was like
you. He said, if I had a son, I wish he was like you. And if I had a daughter, and then he didn't say anything. And then Ambrose just looked and goes, what is he talking about? But he was acting like he understood. I don't know if it was that we're both so crazy, I perfectly understand you.
Like, yeah, I got you, bro.
Or if he was just saying it and he didn't. I couldn't tell which it was, but it was funny either way. Before we stray too far from the Divas, I was a little disappointed last night that we didn't get a push with that either. I mean, Charlotte had a match with Natty, which was fine. It was a decent match. Sasha and Becky were on commentary, but there was no confrontation, no conflict. Again, no step forward with that story.
Well, I mean, again, we were at the show, so it's hard to say, but I think there was, watching it, I was watching closely, there was some confrontation. It looked like Sasha and Becky were talking at each other in a way, maybe talking down to each other.
They were, but to me, it didn't escalate anything.
Yeah,
the stakes weren't raised at all.
Yeah, it didn't. I rewatched it, that Divas match this morning. They were going back and forth, but it didn't really force anything. Now SmackDown was good on the other hand.
SmackDown was great.
That was real good. We finally got the real Sasha Banks promo.
If you remember last week, I was saying to you guys, I feel like they're building up the secondary story and we're losing sight of the main story in the Divas division. That put that top of the list right up there with anything else they're building for WrestleMania, I thought. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a great segment.
They're building for WrestleMania?
yeah. They were.
Well, they actually, speaking of the Divas, they're actually using all their platforms because the whole Lana thing, it's been escalating on main event. She gave Paige, I think last week, she gave Paige a roundhouse kick. Because
so now you're saying we got to start watching main event?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Lana gave Paige, because remember Brie was like, watch and learn. So I think Lana's new gimmick is doing what everybody else is doing. And then tonight on main event, Emma made her return to WWE. She teamed with
Overdue.
Yeah.
She's been great as a
no,
heel.
I need her. No. Go back to NXT. Stay there.
She's been great as a heel.
Stay there.
You don't want to get demoted.
Yeah, don't get demoted.
Don't take the demotion.
Stay there.
Sammy obviously got demoted.
Yeah, stay in NXT. But yet she teamed with Summer Rae tonight on main event.
Who's Summer Rae?
The blonde. Fandango. Okay.
Rusev.
Ruru.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. So she teamed with Summer Rae, and then Lana posted a picture on Instagram of all five with Emma, Summer Rae, and with Team Bad.
So
and then,
she's building up a pretty big squad.
Yeah, and then last night on the Raw pre-show, see, they use all these platforms that nobody watches. Natty made a challenge to Lana for an 8 Diva tag. So I'm not sure if Lana's going to be involved in the match, and those are just going to be her 4 against 5.
So she'll just be the ringleader of those 4.
Possibly, with Emma coming back.
Okay.
So possibly. So we're looking at Natty, Foxy, Paige, and Brie against Emma, Summer Rae, and Team Bad.
So everybody's represented.
Yes.
Which I'm fine with. I wish we would have gotten something more impactful from that last night.
I'm assuming we're going to start seeing that a little more.
Well, we will. Again, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be able to address all these things properly.
I think we keep saying that. Like, it'll come.
Yeah, and then eventually there's no time left for it to come. New Day.
Booty-O's.
Are you still willing to disagree with me that they are now the babyface tag team?
They had a babyface team against the League of Nations because they can turn on you just like that. Since they've been so-called face or acting
you are
face,
holding on to
have not.
Being heel.
Their promos haven't been good.
They've been okay.
They haven't been good.
It's arguable.
All New Day's heat has been, and their heat and their jokes have been constantly bashing the cities they're in, but the sports teams, the current events, and the people in the crowd. But as a face, you can't do that, and that's where a lot of their heat came from, and that's what made them so entertaining because they got a lot of their skits from that and all their jokes. But with the League of Nations, you can only make fun of them so much.
I was entertained.
You all were entertained. Of course, you're going to laugh, but I kind of think New Day has that kind of feel now that you just laugh because it's New Day. And
if they did indeed do a face turn, and again, I agree with you. I think they're better as a heel team, but the face turn was worth it, if only for us getting to hear Rusev say "Booty-O's my ass." That is one of my favorite things I've heard in 2016 so far.
Because like I said last week, I argue with Eric all the time. I'm like, after they get past the League of Nations, Enzo and Cass, let those two teams go at it. Knew they can turn heel on them so fast, saying you guys are going to beat us. You guys can even win the NXT tag titles, and they can go on about that. Imagine what Woods can do to his hair to look like Enzo.
Yeah.
It'll be hysterical. Just see Woods have his hair like Enzo, and interaction between them and Carmella. It'll be so good. I just think they're gonna play the tweener role the babyface role until they get rid of the League of Booty or whatever they are.
Yeah, it's the League of Booty.
It is.
That's the role I think they're gonna play because when you're face, the WWE they trying to water you down so much, and control you and this and that.
Make you marketable.
Yeah, it's more.
Well, they're marketable as heels because they're still. They're
yeah, somebody actually
kind of marketable.
Somebody actually bought this last night.
I was saying they're marketable as heels.
That's marketable.
They're marketable as heels, but they're still like entertaining heels. They're not like evil heels.
Right. So, moving on to NXT.
All right. Well, honorable mention.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to say this earlier. We were talking about matches we're looking forward to. Honorable mention to, I guess we're all assuming now we're going to get AJ, Y2J.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Part 3, which I think could be a great match, but we've had it twice, so they got to show us something different. Whether it be a gimmick or just something unique. So it's on the wrestlers right there to make that unique.
I mean, I think Jericho being a more vicious heel will make it a very different match.
I mean, they're two great wrestlers that any two could do it. I have no question they can.
Yeah, they'll have a great match.
Yeah, no doubt it'd be a great match, and I just want to see how dirty Chris Jericho will get with AJ Styles. We saw AJ Styles finally retaliate back to Chris Jericho, saying Y2 jackass. I just got tired of hearing Y2J and AJ Styles because the little kid behind me.
Right.
But this didn't do anything. Fandango did a job.
We had the kid in front of us who was a fan of the shovel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that foam finger so far. But I think the match at WrestleMania, I think this will be their best match because they won't hold back at the higher stage. Even AJ said, "I've wrestled all around all the world except for WrestleMania."
It's the one thing.
He's gonna put it all on the line.
Yeah, so I think they'll put it all on the line.
That's why I said out of a mention to that match. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
No, that'll be a great match.
And the build up was so good because
don't be too excited.
I like the build up now that I look back on it because it started in January after the Royal Rumble. Fastlane, and then they tagged. So that gap between Fastlane and WrestleMania was taken from tag team and then in the breakup.
And that added a little bit more to the story. And again, two great workers. AJ Styles' first WrestleMania match. Who knows if that's Jericho's last match for who knows how many months. So I think he'll lay it all out. I think he'll be vicious.
Oh yeah.
In this match, I think he'll be.
We'll see some unique spots.
I think so too. I think Jericho He's lost a step, but he still knows what he's doing.
This has a potential to steal the show kind of match.
Yeah, it could. We thought Kevin Owens' match would steal the show. I don't know if anybody thinks that anymore because of what it turned out to be.
It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a lot of bodies flying around.
Yes.
I don't want to see that.
So now, NXT. Sami Zayn addresses the crowd. He's not ashamed of losing to Samoa Joe. We fought for almost an hour. My goal is still to be the first two-time NXT champion. William Regal comes out and announces he will be facing the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
I'm glad you let him keep that gimmick.
And that, me too. I think it's great. And I cannot wait for that match.
Like I said, every match is hyped up for NXT, for TakeOver Dallas. I can't wait.
Yeah, every match is good.
It's going to be better than WrestleMania.
It will be.
We'll see.
Did you think TakeOver Brooklyn was better than SummerSlam?
Yes.
So did I.
The thing, we'll get to that later.
We have the Hype Bros. Who cares? I miss Dana Brooke in the ring. I know you're not the biggest Dana Brooke fan.
I am now.
Well,
you are now?
Hype Bros, back it up. Just beep, beep, beep. Hype Bros are kind of relevant now because we got Zack Ryder fighting for the IC title. Come on.
I'm not willing to say that makes the Hype Bros relevant.
No.
I don't even want to pretend that they have any...
There was a hint of sarcasm in my voice.
I know, and I appreciated it.
Look, I'm scared they might be the next NXT Tag Team Champions.
Oh, dear.
Really?
Oh, dear.
Remember I told you I have a feeling that they only put it they put them on the teams that need the titles, and I think the Hype Bros may need the titles to get over, or make them relevant.
I hope you're wrong about that.
I am too. I hope I am too.
Oh man, I don't even want to think about.
Yeah,
I know Corey Graves doesn't want to think about it.
He just threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Corey Graves is so good.
He is. You know what I've noticed about Corey Graves? He's not a heel announcer. He has an opinion one way or the other, and he just sticks to that opinion.
He's there, yeah.
Because he likes Bayley, and a heel announcer wouldn't like Bayley. He loves Eva Marie, obviously, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
He hates the vaudevillains. He hated the vaudevillains when they were supposed to be faces. He still hates them when they're heels.
Speaking of which, with Eva Marie, it was kind of funny in the last NXT show. Eva Marie's coming down, and the other guy was talking.
Yeah.
His name all of a sudden. And
Tom Phillips.
Yeah, Todd Phillips is talking through it, and Corey Graves is just like, shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. I'm telling you, just shut up.
Yeah.
It's like, he started talking, and he was like, oh, God, come on.
And then Bayley comes in. He's like, now you shut up.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was a good match that served its purpose. Mm-hmm. That those two, obviously, nobody was going to be able to touch Bayley and Asuka. They're the two most formidable women in NXT. I like the spot of, obviously, I like the Nia Jax leg drop, the leg drop going on Eva Marie. And I liked...
It's a hammy leg, though.
I liked how worried Graves was for Eva Marie's safety, that she's like a baby deer.
It's so good.
The baby deer and the gator.
Yes. I like that too. But then we get the official announcement of Bayley versus Asuka. And Bayley sold that she's afraid.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You did not see the confident Bayley you've seen since...
And we got the devilish grin.
Yes. SummerSlam weekend at TakeOver Brooklyn, Bayley became like confident Bayley. And now she was kind of like...
Yeah, because that grin says 1,000 words by Asuka. That's all she has to do every time she comes out to the ring.
It does.
I don't know. I don't know what match I'm looking forward to the most in that card. I don't. Because every match I want to see.
There we go again with another Divas match, if you will.
Women's.
That we're excited for.
Yeah,
I know.
Women's.
I said if you will. But another women's match that we're looking forward to on a card. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I think so too. Next thing we had on NXT was the Austin Aries interview. I know you're a big fan of Austin Aries. I know you are too.
Yeah.
I never got into TNA. The only time I ever watched TNA was if Black Machismo was on the screen. So I don't know anything about Austin Aries. I didn't necessarily love the interview. I didn't like that he called himself, what did he call himself? The greatest man that ever lived?
Gimmick. That's his thing.
I don't like that as a gimmick.
He's kind of full of himself.
It's fine if you're full of yourself. I didn't like it. But I did like that he said, it's a great day to be great and a bad day to be you. I loved that line. I went from when he called himself the greatest man that ever lived. I was like, I don't like this guy. And then he came up with that line after. I was like, okay, maybe he's all right.
You just went seesaw from one end to the other.
I did.
That's great.
I did. I was like, yeah, I'm done with him. Oh, no, okay. He's pretty good. So I don't know what... We saw him a little bit at the NXT show that was here, but he was in a tag match. I'd never seen him before. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in a match. And if he could carry Baron Corbin to a good match, I think I'll give him some credit.
He tweeted at Baron Corbin saying, "This is the only time anybody's excited for a Baron Corbin match."
Well, I'm interested.
He's not lying.
No, at the very least, I'm interested. That's the one I'm the least excited for, but I'm at least interested.
I think he'll sell you in this match.
Yeah, but Austin Aries, he's more effective as a heel, not a babyface.
Well, if that's his gimmick, the greatest man that ever lived,
yeah,
then
that's a heel. That's a heel thing.
Yeah,
face.
It's Mr. Perfect-ish.
Is it? Okay, well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm willing to be proven wrong. I always am. Closed out
You
NXT.
always am looking forward to be proven wrong, or you always am proven wrong?
I'm always looking forward to be proven wrong. I think I'm rarely. No, I'm not even going to say that. I don't want to be a heel, so I won't. Say
I was
that.
waiting for that. I had a tape recorder.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I had a tape recorder. I was going to get that.
We had American Alpha, Gable and Jordan going over the Vaudevillains again. Great match as always from them.
Oh yeah.
Is there any doubt? This is really the last thing we need to touch on with NXT. But is there any doubt that they win the tag titles in Dallas?
Like I said, my theory about them being too over may cost them, but I don't know. I hope so. I want to be right. I want to see the American Alpha with the tag. I want them to release that towel.
We've been waiting for that since September. And when I was at the Performance Center, there was like a Q&A portion of the day, and somebody asked, when are they going to start selling Ready, Willing, and Gable towels? And he said, hopefully soon. He gave the one he was holding to the guy that asked the question, and as far as I know, that's the only one anybody has.
Only one in existence.
Yeah, outside of Gable
It's the Holy
himself.
Grail.
Yeah, but I hope American Alpha leaves the tag team titles.
But if you got to give a yes or no answer, do they win the tag titles in Dallas?
Yes. They've had the titles for about 5 months.
I can't see them losing. Oh, actually,
I think especially because Graves is putting them over so much, saying how they've turned the tag team division upside down. No tag team would want to face these guys.
they're just fun to watch.
They are, and I don't.
He did this rollover suplex where he rolled into it, suplexed him, dropped the dude on his neck.
Oh, the high German.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
It's amazing how when they come out, they're must see. I'm like glued to the TV when I hear that music. I am same thing with Enzo and Cass. I'm glued to the television whenever I hear that music.
So, two good things about them. One, if they don't have a match and they just have a promo, you'll go out of that show remembering them.
Yeah.
And if they don't have a promo and just have a match, you go out of that show still remembering
So either
them.
way, they're leaving a mark.
Yeah, they can be. They're entertaining on the microphone. They have good characters, and they're actually great in the ring and put on a good match every day, and a great tag match. And tag matches sometimes can be predictable and boring. I know even Vince doesn't like tag matches. Theirs are always fun, even when you know what's going to happen.
Damn you, Vince.
As much as I don't like the NXT, and as much as I think a lot of the tag teams in NXT lack charisma, I think the tag team division is way better than WWE tag team division.
It's significantly better.
What tag team division?
Do we have any more listener questions tonight?
Yes, we do.
Okay, who are they from?
We have one from Ronald, the babyface.
He is a babyface. It's true.
Gotta get home. Gotta get to bed.
I could see him driving a milk truck into the arena.
It's so cute. Okay, so he was at Raw with us last night, by the way. So he asked, he has 2 questions. What's your favorite live WWE event you ever attended? And then the second part of his question is, in my opinion, WWE is missing something/someone. Which current injured wrestler do you think WWE could use to infuse some excitement?
Can I take that one first?
Yeah.
All right. So my favorite live WWE event, the most fun I've ever had at a live WWE event was the Royal Rumble last year. But that wasn't necessarily the best event. It was just the most fun I had. The best event I've been to is TakeOver Brooklyn. Just watching the show, I'd never been more engaged in the matches. It was probably my favorite match of all time, at least that I've seen live, which was Sasha and Bayley. So I'd have to say that one pretty much almost hands down. I don't know if there's anything else that really competes with it. And who WWE is missing and who I feel they need back is the Architect. Seth Rollins, again, I wore this tonight. I usually wear the blue one. I wore my Seth Rollins. I miss Seth Rollins. I can't wait for you to come back. I don't know when we're going to get you back, but that's who I say for that.
You gonna go, Jeff?
WWE live event. I don't know if we can kind of count this as WWE, but for me, a live event was old school ECW. Going down to the
Field House.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember one time I went, they got kicked out of Briarcliff Fieldhouse. They were fighting in the graveyard, and people weren't too happy about that. But a couple of ECW shows. I went to a pay-per-view out in the Fieldhouse. It was an amazing show.
I had a little run-in with the Blue Meanie at the Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
It's a great
I don't really want to talk about it, but
Sandman almost actually got me a DUI.
Really?
He came out and he's pouring beer all over himself, and I got drenched with beer. I was like, Sandman drenched me.
Oh, I thought you meant
Then
he set you up. Or, he played a role and you almost.
No, he literally poured beer on me, and then I was driving home. I got pulled over, and the cops like, "You reek of alcohol."
And I was like, I can't wait to hear how Sandman
Well, we went
Almost
out.
got you a DUI.
We went out. We were drinking. That's cool.
And who do you think WWE needs? Who do you think they missed the most?
Who they missed the most? I mean, it's hard to argue with Seth Rollins. He was the almost the pinnacle of the show at that point. He was holding the title, cutting great promos. Kind of an offshoot to that. I mean, other than Seth Rollins, I'm kind of excited, and I was a fan of seeing them do more with Cesaro. I'd like to see him come back. I don't think necessarily missed as well as Seth Rollins, but I would love to see Cesaro back.
I agree with you. I would love to see Cesaro come back.
Right.
Swiss Superman.
All right, my favorite show I attended was NXT Brooklyn. Because even when me and Ron bought the tickets, we were going over the card. I was like, I'm not Baron Corbin. I like Samoa Joe, but Baron Corbin, Raw Villains, Blake Murphy,
Yeah.
But I was so glued to my seat. I didn't even want to use the bathroom. I was so into every match. The tag match, Blake Murphy against the Raw Villains, great match. Every match had me glued to my seat. Even the NXT taping before the show was amazing.
Awesome.
Enzo and Cass.
Always smart to open with Enzo
Yes.
and Cass.
They knew what they were doing. They gave them the tag team titles
They
then, but they didn't. But the whole show was amazing.
We didn't even know yet what we had in Jordan and Gable, I think.
No. Well, I liked Chad Gable already because I thought it was funny.
We had an idea, but I don't think we knew what we had quite yet.
Yeah.
You didn't know the whole package.
Yeah. It wasn't all together yet.
No.
But TakeOver Brooklyn, it was so good. Every match was good. You didn't care about the build, but you cared about the matches because, like I said, I hate Blake and Murphy, but I was like glued to that tag match. Like Samoa Joe, Baron Corbin.
We even got blue pants.
Yeah, we got blue pants. And like you said, Sasha Bailey, the best match I've probably seen in person. And the ladder match for the NXT title with Baylor and Owens, that's an underrated match because
it couldn't live up.
It couldn't live up because it went on immediately after Bayley and Sasha. And
we were two guys who, within the same calendar year, were in attendance for the John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins triple threat match at the Rumble, and we both liked the Bayley and Sasha match more.
Yeah.
So that tells you a lot.
Yeah, because it was
throw that in there for
there were spots in the triple threat.
A shady dollar.
Yeah.
There was
I was glad to get rid of that one actually.
There were spots in the triple threat, but that Sasha Bayley, it was just a pure wrestling match. You could tell the story. Sasha for weeks kept putting Bayley down. And Bayley finally prevailed. Even when she did the reverse Hurricane Rana and she finally hit the second big, the belly to belly, it was amazing. Like I said, you felt the emotion in that arena. I was crying. I was like, wow, that was great. It took my breath away.
Yeah.
Take my breath away.
I would even get choked up watching highlights of that match.
Yeah, I'm at home. Angel says, "You're watching this again?" I'm like, this is amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you. And who do you think they missed the most?
Daniel Bryan.
Huh? It's a good one. I think I didn't
That's
think
good.
it.
Yeah, I
He's
didn't
not
think
coming
it because
back,
he's retired. Yeah.
Because I said he's been gone for a year. He is the most beloved superstar right now. Well, in the last 3-4 years, and there's so much that was left on the table because of injury. WWE has this we'll get to it eventually mentality. So they took away one of my dream matches, Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. One of my favorite matches of all time is Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar. Like honestly, Eddie Guerrero probably got the performance of Brock Lesnar's life at the time, because this is before Brock was portrayed as he is as a beast. So they took that match from me. They didn't give it to us last year when it should have been the main event of WrestleMania. They didn't. They gave us Brock and Roman. But now we'll never get that match of Brock and Lesnar because Daniel Bryan will do everything. It'll be similar to the Eddie Guerrero match. He'll take out the leg or take out a body part to beat Lesnar. It'll be a real story of the small guy versus the giant.
Right.
Since we're thinking outside the box, I'd have to change my answer to CM Punk then.
Okay.
Hold a personality.
Yeah. I do miss CM Punk, and I wish he would come back. So you're not going to get any argument from me.
Maybe we'll get ice cream bars too if he comes back.
That would be great.
He's got a big match later.
He does.
At the board.
He's
You
coming.
have another question?
Yes, we do. We got another question from Biggie Dan Johnson.
Biggie Dan, thank you for the
Dan.
question.
He asked me, "Why is this show so lit?"
Okay.
So,
Do you have an answer for that?
yes, I do.
I don't know too
Okay.
much about lighting, but I think
This show is lit because you got the perfect 20 Ron Pashy over here. Pashy, baby. Joey Rhodes
get him
over
through.
here. You got the Act 2 Fly Woods at home.
I got you, X2Fly.
You got the Mark in the background, Mr. McGee.
Mr. McGee.
You got A-Lo, Big E, whatever you want to call me, baby. We're Matt Madness. You break the rules, and we will break them.
So wait, are you willing to accept the A-Lo gimmick or no?
Nah, it's a promo.
I was hoping.
You got to roll with the promo.
I've been trying to get you to take that. That was a good promo. I've been trying to get you to take that gimmick.
You cut the promo. You got to stay with the promo. What are you, WWE? Switch up storylines?
So, Biggie Dan, hopefully that answers your question. I guess you could let us know for next week if that did the trick. If not, we can get another promo from A-Lo, Aaron Lloyd.
A-Lo.
All right, we got another question. This is from Tyrell from Brooklyn.
Thank you, Tyrell.
All right, thank you, Tyrell.
Ty.
All right, he says, "Hey guys, with fans wanting Roman Reigns' heel turn so bad, it got me thinking, what is the greatest heel turn ever? The first one that comes to mind was Seth Rollins turned on the Shield, The Rock joined the corporation, Hulk Hogan joined the NWO, and Triple H and Randy Orton at SummerSlam 2013. If not one of these four, who do you guys think had the greatest heel turn ever? On the flip side, who do you think had the greatest face turn ever?"
So those are all good ones, Tyrell.
Great questions.
Mine, I guess I'm going to go with the shortest, simplest answer is the WrestleMania 13 double turn of Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. One, because Bret Hart was such a beloved babyface for so long, and he became sort of the anti-America heel there forward. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, because he turned babyface and became the biggest thing that wrestling arguably had ever seen. So to me, that's my answer. Who do you got, Joe?
Well, personally, being a huge mark for Hogan, it's hard for me not to go Hogan turning NWO.
Well, that was huge.
But I mean, that's kind of there. If I wanted to be a little different, throw something else out there. What about? I have to think back. It was kind of heelish of the way, but when Triple H turned on HBK, bloodied him up, put him out of wrestling for a while, that was like a kind of a big heel moment.
It is good.
I had a list.
Okay.
That was on my list from 2002.
Okay.
When Triple H came back and he signed with Raw, took Shawn Michaels out the next night, and they had that match at SummerSlam, which was amazing. For top face turns, I had Triple H's return in 2002 to the Madison Square
Heroes
Garden.
welcome.
Heroes
welcome.
Yes. That's what Seth Rollins will get when he comes back.
Exactly.
I also had Batista turn on Evolution because just a few months prior, they gave Randy Orton a thumbs up when he won a world title from Chris Benoit at SummerSlam, then turned the thumbs down. Batista did the same exact thing when Triple H tried to get him to join SmackDown. Instead, he chose to face Triple H at WrestleMania 21. I also had the double turn with Austin and Brett, and I had the CM Punk pipe bomb as a top face turn. Now for heels, I had the Triple H HBK, the Montreal Screwjob. That's where Mr. McMahon was born.
That's a
and
great
that's
one.
where it was born.
You could argue that changed the business.
Yes, it did. Did you guys say Hogan joins the NWO? Oh, Joey did. And then I had Steph. I said that the birth of the McMahon Helmsley faction.
That is a good one.
And then I had for a more recent one, because this is the first time you ever saw this guy in WWE. Well, yeah, WWE. Kevin Owens on Sami Zayn.
That was great. Because he came in there with all those knowledgeable fans, couldn't wait to see him, and they loved him.
The first night.
And then despised him by the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a good one. I didn't even think of that. That's a good call by you.
Yeah, I had a lot of answers for this question.
Was that it for questions tonight from listeners?
Yes, it was.
So who did we have? We had the actual Ronald Lloyd, the babyface Ronald Lloyd.
Thank you, Ronald.
We had Tyrell from Brooklyn.
Thank you, Tyrell.
We had Biggie Dan Johnson.
Biggie Dan.
We had Angel. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you, Angel.
We had the No Gimmicks Needed Ronald Lloyd. So thank you guys for your questions.
Boo that heel.
Slap nuts.
We appreciate your questions.
Mr. McGee booed that one.
Also, by the way,
yes,
we had a viewer get on the top rope and drop a 5-star frog splash on iTunes in a review for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melody. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is
Yeah,
very much appreciated.
I want to see this.
Very good friend of the show.
Yes, it is.
Before we get out of here, we have another week of the Matt Madness MarchMania bracket. We're down to the Sweet 16, some really tough matchups. Will be decided again by a best out of 3 vote. First up, number 1 overall seed, Stone Cold Steve Austin against the Icon Sting, number 4 seed. Aaron, who do you got?
God damn! That's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I was pulling for Stinger here. You know, he was great wrestler, had a great career. I guess his 1 month reign in WWE didn't do enough for me, so I'm going Stone Cold.
Well, he won 2 matches on Raw in one night.
He did, but we got to go Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's no way he exits this early.
Stone Cold.
Great battle. Actually, we have Kurt Angle against Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret actually says this is, if there was a match he didn't get to have that he would love to have, this is one of the ones he
We
got.
got it here. We
almost
got
happened.
it here. Yeah.
Wow.
It does. I can't go against Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle over Bret the Hitman Hart.
The Olympic gold medalist. Get out, Dodge. She's not losing.
Kurt Angle.
All right, Bret in
Clean
a sweep.
That's a 3/2 on a clean sweep. Right?
Bret, you are known as the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. But Kurt Angle, I think Kurt Angle just overall as a performer brought a little more to the table. We have The Rock, number 1 seed, against Y2J, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho entered WWE, facing off with The Rock. They face off again here all these years later. Aaron.
Kind of poetic.
The Rock.
Well, you know, Y2J is one of the only people that can hang on the mic with The Rock. He's had more accomplishments in his career, so I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go Y2J.
Oh, wow.
I thought a lot about this, but based on longevity, based on a lifelong dedication to the business of wrestling, based on 9 Intercontinental Championships and 6 World
I know where we're going with
He
Championships.
lost the title 9 times.
He did, but I'm going with Y2J.
Whoa, big
Dwayne,
upset.
Dwayne, as CM Punk said in his pipe bomb promo, I'm sorry to see you go, but I just can't take you.
Oh,
over Y2J.
first number 1 seed.
Wow.
Bottom left, we
Upset.
Have
Wow.
we have the number 3 seed Mick Foley against the number 10 seed Seth Rollins. I actually went against Seth in the last round over Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns going to
And
the championship probably.
to make it
Corporate
oh man,
kiss
this is you guys both go. This is a tough one for me because
You go.
Foley.
I go? All right, well, if this was a gimmick match, you might go Foley. But Seth Rollins, future of the business, I'm going Seth.
Ooh, wow.
Wow.
The 10 seed.
Uh,
Does he have a shot? Can he be the dark horse? We shall see.
I think I'm going to the Architect.
Don't call him a dark horse.
You go with the architect Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
it's
my
already
vote, my
decided.
vote doesn't matter.
But let's hear it. Let's hear what happens.
I still gotta say, Mick Foley with having characters over as Cactus Jack, Mankind, Dude Love, and Mick Foley himself. The career he had, the way I said this on our first show, nobody ever gave more of their body, their heart, their soul to wrestling than Mick Foley, so I would have gone Mick Foley.
So no
but-
rock and sock.
I'm just going for
Yeah,
Finley
no
Ray.
rock and sock.
I'm just
And
looking
he
to the,
put his arm around you when you met him. So
He
that
did.
always helps.
He gave me a lot of love when I met him.
I'm betting on the future in that
So
one.
the,
Why?
so the 10 seed. Wow,
Yes.
that bracket that's a bracket buster right there.
Number 1, Ric Flair against number 4, Eddie Guerrero. Who do we have, Aaron?
Go.
Well, I love this matchup. It's probably the best matchup for me. You got Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game, versus Eddie Guerrero, who will lie, cheat, and steal his way to a victory. So I see this.
They
as
both lied, cheating, still to a victory.
I see this as a huge do anything you can heel match, and it would be a great match. But I gotta go. Woo! Ric Flair.
Do you want to go or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
I'm going for. I really I don't know. I think because I'm going with Eddie Guerrero for Sasha Banks.
I
I'm
knew
going
it
with
was
Eddie
going to
Guerrero.
fit.
It's all
I
on
knew
me.
it.
Deciding factor.
Hey, because that heel we get calling the show
Yeah.
there.
What was he said earlier? I saw these guys there that love Sasha. I'm not one of them.
All right.
I'm doing this for you, Sasha.
yeah.
As much as I love Rick, I think Eddie was a better in-ring worker. Latino Heat against Space Mountain.
Drop the bomb.
Oldest ride, longest line.
Oh my God. I gotta go Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, another
Number
upset.
1 seed down. Another number 1 seed. Out of the bracket.
I need this next one.
The next matchup, yes, will be introduced by Aaron Lloyd.
It won't be introduced by me.
Will be.
It won't be introduced by me.
Who will be introduced by?
Bro. Bro.
So Vince Russo is...
In the Sweet 16, bro. We got Triple freaking H, bro. Against the Macho Man Randy freaking Savage, bro. and the Stephanie McMahon on a freaking pole match, bro. Stephanie's first versus her husband, bro. Who you going with, bro?
Who am I going with? You know the Macho Man is on my Mount Rushmore. You know I consider him to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. I think one of the biggest stars in the business of all time. But I don't think you can really argue with what Triple H has accomplished in his career. I'm going to go with the game, Triple H.
Oh. It's a
Do you wanna go?
3/2.
Bro, I'm all about the ratings, bro.
You know,
And I think if
We'll get a better number if you go last. Or...
I get a bro. I'll make it easy for you, bro. What's best for business, bro, is Triple H avenging his wife, bro.
Joe,
I'm Triple
Yeah,
H
roll
too.
over
It's
again.
a sweep.
All right, another
Another
upset.
3/2. Yeah, these three.
Now we have the number 1 seed, Immortal Hulk Hogan, against the best in the world, CM Punk. Who wants to go first?
CM Punk took out Brock.
I think we
Lesnar
should let you go
this
first. I think you're the one most likely that I know which way you're going.
You would think.
I would think, and I'm curious to find out.
It's the legend. The guy I grew up watching. I love demoralizing. Drink your milk, eat your vitamins, brother. Get in there. But he's into porn now, so I'm going pipe bomb. I'm going pipe bomb.
Let me tell you something, brother. Hulk Hogan isn't in porn, brother. That Terry Bollea is in porn, brother.
They're two different people?
You didn't hear his God control?
Yeah, I know. I play stupid.
Who are you going with? Or do
You
you want
went
me to
I
go?
want
Go
Punk.
ahead.
He
I
went
want Punk.
Oh, you want Punk?
I'm taking Punk because I think Punk would want it more. I think Punk was in a different era. I think Punk was very different from everybody else that was around at that time. So I'm going CM Punk.
I go Punk.
All right.
It's kind
Punk it is.
That's an upset.
Wow,
Last-
another number one off the
Last
board.
matchup,
There's
number
only
2,
one number one
Undertaker
seed left for
against
me.
number 3,
Oh, God.
the Shovel, John Cena. The fact that the Undertaker has become synonymous with the biggest wrestling event of the year, WrestleMania, as much as John Cena is much greater than people give him credit for, I got to go with the Undertaker. The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
I'm going Vince's bitch.
Are you the
Oh,
Undertaker?
really? You know, I was thinking about this all day. I was going to go with Cena.
Really?
Yeah, because...
And I know that
that's
doesn't
money.
hurt. That doesn't hurt anybody more than it hurts you.
That's money in the
No,
jar.
because like he's been synonymous only to WrestleMania for the past 3-4 years, and
Yeah, but before that he had a
as much as I don't agree with, I know, but as much as I don't agree with what Cena does and his input with the company and not help build new stars, I was gonna go with him because he's been there on a more than daily basis.
So we got the Undertaker moving on. So next week
Wow.
is the final show before WrestleMania.
Elite 8.
We will complete the bracket next week. So we will have the Elite 8 matches, the Final 4, and the championship game on next week's show.
Whoa.
If you're interested in finding out, tune in. We'll get polls up on Facebook a little earlier next week so you guys can get a vote. But that's our show for tonight. For Aaron Lloyd, for Joe Rottermill, my name is Ron Pashery. We will see you next week. Thank you.